Who doesn't know the two shining stars of the Chinese entertainment industry, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan? These two actors have captivated millions of fans across the world since their unforgettable collaboration in the Untamed. Their on-screen chemistry was so powerful that audiences began to wonder if the connection they shared was purely acting or something real. But recently, the entertainment world was shaken by a shocking confession directly from them. A confession that made fans question everything they thought they knew about the two, revealing that their relationship might not be as simple as everyone once believed. Their story began back in 2019, when The Untamed premiered and instantly became a worldwide sensation. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan portrayed two complex characters with a bond so deep, it felt almost too real. Off camera, they appeared just as close, laughing together, teasing each other, and showing genuine care whenever they were interviewed. Fans began to notice their warmth, the subtle gestures, the quiet looks they exchanged. It didn't take long before speculation spread like wildfire. Maybe, just maybe, their connection wasn't confined to the screen. Yet whenever rumors surfaced, they would simply smile, staying calm, giving diplomatic answers that only fueled curiosity even more. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a lighthearted variety show interview, the host asked a simple question: "Do you two still keep in touch after The Untamed ended?" The atmosphere was casual, but Wang Yibo's answer stunned everyone. He smiled, looked at Xiao Zhan, and softly said, "We never really separated." The entire studio fell silent. Xiao Zhan then added, "Our relationship can't just be described as friends. We've been through too much together." Those few words were enough to send shockwaves across social media. Within hours, hashtags about them dominated Weibo, TikTok, and Twitter. Fans around the world were both thrilled and confused. What did they truly mean by that? Entertainment outlets rushed to interpret the statement. Some claimed it was a long-awaited moment of honesty. Others insisted it was just a poetic expression of deep friendship. But one thing was certain: their confession blurred the line between friendship and something far more intimate. Fans who call themselves Yibo shippers started compiling old clips. The smiles, the lingering glances, the playful interactions. Moments that now seemed to carry a whole new meaning. Comments flooded the internet. "They didn't need to say it. We've known it all along." The truth is, their closeness had always been impossible to hide. They were often seen wearing similar accessories, mentioning each other in different interviews, even appearing at the same places coincidentally. In one interview, Xiao Zhan said, "There are people who stay in your life even when you're far apart. Yibo is one of them." Meanwhile, Wang Yibo once mentioned in his vlog that someone made him want to become a better person. Fans instantly believed he was talking about Xiao Zhan. But soon after the confession went viral, both of their agencies released a statement, claiming that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan maintained a healthy, professional, and respectful relationship. Ironically, instead of calming things down, the statement only deepened the mystery. Many felt the agencies were trying to downplay the situation rather than deny it. And perhaps the most telling part was that neither Wang Yibo nor Xiao Zhan ever contradicted what they said. They simply remained silent, as if letting the world draw its own conclusions. Years have passed since The Untamed, and both men have built extraordinary careers. Wang Yibo has thrived as an actor, singer, and professional racer, while Xiao Zhan continues to dominate the screen and stage with his acclaimed dramas and musicals. Yet, every time their names are mentioned together, a wave of emotion still follows. Nostalgia, warmth, and an undeniable spark that refuses to fade. Fans continue to hope that one day, the two will reunite on screen again, not just because of their acting, but because of the unspoken bond that still seems to connect them. Maybe we'll never know the full truth about their relationship, and maybe we don't have to. What's clear is that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan share something that transcends ordinary friendship. They've faced laughter, fame, pressure, and even controversies side by side. Yet they've never turned away from each other. Whether it's friendship, love, or something too deep to define, the bond between them has already become legendary in Chinese entertainment history. And now, after that brief but heartfelt confession, one truth remains: not every relationship needs a label. Some connections are meant to be felt, not explained. As one fan beautifully wrote, Maybe they don't need to say it, because real connection speaks louder than words. In a world full of rumors and noise, perhaps Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have chosen silence, because sometimes silence says everything. In the end, stories like this remind us that behind the glamour, the lights, and the endless cameras, there are real people. People with hearts that feel, with emotions that can't always be hidden behind smiles or scripted lines. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan may be global icons, but they are also human beings who found something rare in each other: trust, comfort, and understanding in a world that often misunderstands. Their journey has not been easy. They've faced controversies, online hate, and the constant pressure of public attention. But what stands out most is how they never turned that pressure against one another. They stood firm, quietly, choosing loyalty over noise. And that alone speaks volumes about who they are and what they mean to each other. It's easy for outsiders to judge, to create stories, label relationships, and claim to know the truth. But sometimes, the most beautiful connections in life are the ones that refuse to fit into definitions. Maybe Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have found a kind of bond that words can't capture. One that goes beyond friendship, beyond romance, into something timeless and unspoken. The way they look at each other, the way they react even in silence, those small, almost invisible gestures, often tell a story no interview ever could. Fans have seen it, felt it, and carried that emotion in their hearts for years. It's the kind of connection that makes people believe in something purer than love, something like soul recognition. Through the years, both of them have walked their own paths, achieving remarkable success. Yet somehow, their stories always seem to intertwine. When Wang Yibo wins an award, fans recall how Xiao Zhan once praised his hard work. When Xiao Zhan shines on stage, many remember how Wang Yibo once called him a true professional. Even when miles apart, their names still echo side by side, like two stars orbiting the same constellation, never colliding, but always within sight of each other. That's what makes their connection so powerful. It doesn't depend on proximity, but on mutual respect and an emotional bond that seems unbreakable. Perhaps the real reason their story resonates with so many people is because it reflects something universal. Everyone, at some point, has met someone who changes their life in quiet but profound ways. Someone who makes them see the world differently, who brings out a side of them they never knew existed. For Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, that person might be each other. And in a world where fame often isolates, finding a connection that feels genuine is nothing short of extraordinary. Still, despite all the rumors and interpretations, one cannot ignore the beauty of how they've handled everything, with dignity, with patience, and with silence. Silence, in their case, is not weakness. It's strength. It's the refusal to let gossip define their truth. It's the quiet understanding between two souls who don't need the world's validation to know what they share is real. In an industry that thrives on speculation, that kind of silence is revolutionary. And maybe that's why their story has become more than just celebrity gossip. It's become a modern legend, whispered by fans who see not just actors, but two human beings bound by fate. Their connection has inspired fan art, novels, songs, and even people's belief in emotional loyalty. It's no longer just about them. It's about what they represent. The courage to stay true, the power of emotional honesty, and the beauty of bonds that defy explanation. When you think about it, the Untamed was just the beginning. What they built through that project went far beyond screen chemistry. It became a symbol of faith for millions. Fans across continents connected not only with the characters, but with the real connection behind the scenes. It was pure, genuine, and timeless. And even if the years pass and both move on to new projects, that spark will never be forgotten. It has already become part of pop culture, immortalized through every scene, every glance, every unspoken word that once lit up the screen. If there's one thing to take away from their story, it's this: authenticity always finds its way through. In a world full of illusions, people are drawn to what feels real. And whether or not Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan ever openly define their bond, what matters most is how that connection has touched lives. Their sincerity, their mutual respect, and their calm amidst chaos have given fans hope that in a noisy world, quiet loyalty still exists. And maybe one day, when the noise fades and time has softened all the speculation, The two of them will look back and realize that what they had wasn't just fame or chemistry, it was history. They created something that outlived the moment, something that will continue to inspire long after the cameras stop rolling. Because when you strip away all the fame, what remains is the simplest truth of all. Two people who met at the right time, who built something rare, and who will always carry that piece of each other wherever life takes them. So, to every fan watching, remember this. Sometimes, love doesn't have to be spoken to be understood. Sometimes, the most powerful relationship